Okay.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. I would like to call to order the November 16th, 2021 meeting, organizational meeting of the Common Council. If everyone will please join me in the pledging allegiance to our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ms. Dixon, if you would call the roll, please.
Mr. Burnett,
Present.
Mr. Goldstein,
Present.
Ms. Johnson,
Present.
Ms. Niedzilski Eichner,
Present.
Ms. Smith,
Here.
Ms. Ayers,
Present.
Mr. Uvelman,
Present.
Ms. Revoluz. Here. Ms. Young,
Here.
Mr. Kites,
Here.
Ms. McMurr,
Present.
Ms. Alterman,
Here.
Mr. Keegan.
Here.
Mr. Livingston,
Here.
Ms. Shanahan.
Here.
15, Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is public participation. Mr. Manzi, do we have anybody that is wishing to address the council?
I'm not sure, Mayor. We have a few people. If you'd like to address the council, please raise your hand electronically now, and I will unmute you. If you're dialing in, I believe it's *6. We'll toggle it back and forth. I do not see anyone, Mayor, really.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda. I'm sorry. Does any council person have any correspondence from any constituent that they feel needs to be read into the record? Okay, seeing none, we will close public participation. Next item on the agenda, resignations and appointments. There are no resignations. For appointments, I am putting forth the name for Corporation Counsel of Mario Coppola, who has been the Corporation Counsel for the past 8 years. He's done a remarkable job in professionalizing the operation, making the Corporation Counsel's office operate like a law firm in the private sector. He's here all the time. He spends so much time here, more so than any corporation counsel that I've ever encountered in my 49 years with the city. So I would like to put forth Mr. Coppola, and I would like a motion. Ms. Revoluz makes the motion. Any comments or? Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Ms. Johnson abstains, and there were 14 in favor and 1 abstention. Next item on the agenda is the appointment of the city clerk. As you know, Donna King decided to retire after 8 years of wonderful service to the city of Norwalk and working very hard on behalf of the council. And I absolutely going to miss her. So for the city clerk's position, I am going to put forth the name of Irene Dixon, who has been the assistant city clerk for the past 4 or 6 years, I believe, and has stepped in when Ms. King was not able to perform those duties for one reason or another, whether it be vacation or something else. And so I need someone in that position who has experience, who's done the job, and who I believe can continue to do the job and take it to the next level. So do I have a motion? Mr. Kites moves. Any comments or discussion? Mr. Kites.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Irene, we've got a lot of history together. We both got on and started this work for the city together. And I just thinking of a memory. You've not only helped us with council business, but also outside of the scope of your job description. And I'm just thinking back to when the mayor's energy and science program at the Maritime Center needed some funding. You rallied local businesses and helped to get us funding. And I mean, you really care about the community. You're vested in the community. You volunteer nearly everywhere, from the Seaport Association to, you know, everything under the Norwalk umbrella. So I'm pleased to see you now be in this position, and I look forward to continuing to work with you.
Thank you, Mr. Kites. Any further discussion? Mr. Livingston.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too want to endorse Ms. Dixon's promotion, if you will. It's well deserved. She's worked very hard in the last few years. I've worked with her. I know Irene, always been very helpful to me, and I look forward to working with you more going forward. So,
Any further comments? Mr. Burnett, and then Ms. Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Irene, your knowledge and work is of great value, and that institutional knowledge will allow for a smooth transition, which will be extremely to the benefit of Norwalk and the governance. So appreciate the fact that you're willing to take on the role, and we're great. We're in just elated to have you. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burnett. Ms. Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. Irene, you were one of the first people I met in the mayor's office when I got appointed in January 2 years ago, 2020. Feels like 5 years ago, but I feel like I've known you longer because just your presence and how much you were a source of support in my transition 2 months into a term. And I'm just really excited that you're going to be in this role, that we get to work with you on things like appointments to boards and commissions and further exploring the good work that you've already done in that assistant role. I'm so excited, and I want to welcome you up to this, and I'm excited to see you every week now. Thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Smith.
Yes, I too would like to endorse the appointment of Irene Dixon. Irene, you have been a joy to work with, always a smile and willing to help with whatever we have needed. And I just want to follow up with Mr. Kites' comments about the extraordinary work you have done for the community and for veterans. And you are a person of service. And thank you for stepping up and continuing to serve.
Thank you. Any further comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations, Ms. Dixon, and welcome. Would you like to say anything?
Oh, thank you very much for this honor. I'm looking forward to working with you, continuing to work with you, and looking forward to serving the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, under the next item is just mayor's remarks. I'm just going to kind of repeat something that I said earlier today at the administration of oath for everybody. I want to thank all the council people that have left the council, that worked with us for the past several years. I believe that we had a very effective council in some very challenging times. Difficult decisions had to be made, but they were made because they were right, not because they were popular. And the council people, we work together as I think, a well-oiled machine, a team. The team approach worked very well, and I wish them well and thank them for their service, and wish them well in the future. And like I said earlier, it looks like I probably have 5 people now that I can start looking at boards and commissions to put them on. So they're not going to escape that easily. Secondly, I would like to welcome the new council people that we have with us tonight. Ms. McMurr, Ms. Alterman, Mr. Goldstein, Ms. Nijilski-Eichner, and who did I miss? Ms. Ayers, they're right there, Ms. Ayers. So I want to welcome you all to the council. You've taken on a challenge that is very, very important to the city of Norwalk. You're going to be called upon to work with our team to promote the benefit and the goodwill for Norwalk and to make the right decisions that we know are going to help the city grow and develop. It's a challenging job at times, but it's a rewarding job, and you should get some personal reward, feeling good feelings by absolutely working on behalf of the city, working on behalf of the city, citizens that elected you. And we look forward to having you on this team. And I want to welcome back the council people that have served with me 2, 4, 6, and in John's case, 8 years. I think we've been an effective team. Like I said, we worked hard. I think Norwalk has made some wonderful strides since we took over. And I think the Norwalk is that we all know and love is moving in the right direction. But we want to keep it going in the right direction. We want to support our citizens. We want to support our schools. We want to make sure that we do everything we can to lift up this city and lift up all vessels equally. So again, thank you. Welcome aboard, and look forward to the next 2 years. So go team. And with that, I will call for the, now we'll do the election of the council president. So what I'll do is I'll ask for a nomination. I have to ask 3 times, and then the council will vote. And I think we're voting, well, we'll see. I think it's a public vote. Am I correct, council people? Okay, so are there any nominations for council president? Ms. Shanahan.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to nominate Tom Livingston to the position of council president. Council president is an important leadership role requiring 3 critical attributes: a strong and successful relationship with council members, the mayor, and the mayor's staff, experience and knowledge about how to bring difficult and complex projects through our council and city government successfully, and the right set of tools to accomplish these projects, including strong negotiation and interpersonal communication skills. Given that we have a historic opportunity to move our city forward in really a dramatic fashion with these federal ARPA and infrastructure funds, I would argue that this is exactly the time to pick the strongest and most experienced person to lead our council. And in my view, Tom Livingston has all 3 of these needed attributes. In Tom's 6 years on council, he's created a compelling record that he can work collaboratively with council members, the mayor, and the mayor's staff to successfully bring these types of complex projects to fruition. Tom has a strong working relationship and the trust of the mayor. Tom has shown that he's got the ability to work through difficult issues and difficult conversations with the mayor to successful resolution on behalf of our council. He's worked closely with the mayor's staff to resolve constituent issues as well as to promote new city projects. Tom's been a mentor to many current and former council members. He's an excellent listener. He keeps his word when he offers assistance or agreement to support an important project. When serving on a committee, Tom often takes the laboring oar to get the work done. He's a generous council member, always recognizing the hard work of others at public council meetings. Tom's 6 years of service have given him extensive expertise and knowledge as to how to deal with everything from school funding and construction to negotiating with stakeholders on the POCO project to writing complicated ordinances. For all of these reasons, I think that Tom Livingston's the right council person for the role of council president at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Shanahan. Are there any other nominations for council president? Ms. Young.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to nominate Councilman Greg Burnett. You know, I have not had the pleasure of working with Greg during his entire tenure on the council, but what I do know of what I've experienced over the last 2.5 years is that Mr. Burnett is very committed to the city, whether he's on the council or not. He's engaged in other activities and boards that interact with every facet of the city, every facet of residents. He is, you know, chair of the finance committee, and I think that is part of his background. And he has done a yeoman's job in the work that he has done on the finance committee. Greg is committed to Norwalk. I mean, I don't know how much more we can say about that, whether he is chairing a committee or not. His commitment to improving the lives and the conditions for all Norwalk residents is evident. And I think that's an attribute that I think can serve us as council members well also. And I put forward Mr. Burnett's name, Councilmember Burnett.
Thank you, Ms. Young. Are there any other nominations for the position of council president? Are there any other nominations for the position of council president? Are there any other nominations for the position of council president? Seeing no further nominations, I will declare the nomination process closed. And we shall take a vote on council president, Ms. Dixon. I think the appropriate way to do this would be to call the roll, and whomever the council person wishes to vote for, if you just say who that person would be, that could be a lot easier. So, Ms. Dixon.
Okay, Mr. Burnett,
Greg Burnett,
Mr. Goldstein,
Tom Livingston.
Ms. Johnson,
Tom Livingston.
Ms. Nydzelski Eichner,
Tom Livingston.
Ms. Smith,
Tom Livingston,
Ms. Ayers,
Greg Burnett.
Ms. Huvelman,
Tom Livingston.
Ms. Revoluz,
Greg Burnett.
Ms. Young,
Greg Burnett,
Mr. Kides,
I'm going to pass.
Ms. McBurr,
Tom Livingston.
Ms. Alterman,
Greg Burnett.
Mr. Keegan,
Greg Burnett.
Mr. Livingston,
Tom Livingston.
Ms. Shanahan,
Mr. Livingston.
so I have 1, 2, 3.
You have to go back to Mr. Kides.
Oh, Mr. Kides,
Greg Burnett.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 for Mr. Burnett, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Mr. Livingston. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Mr.
5.
Livingston has been duly elected as president of the Common Council for this first term. Congratulations, Mr. Livingston. And I will now turn the floor over to you for the remainder of the council business.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First off, I want to thank the council for this honor. I'm humbled to be leading this historic council of 9 amazing women. The Norwalk 9. I'm very excited to work with you all, as well as the rest of the council. I just want to say it's been a long 2 weeks for all of us, and I look forward and am committed to working with each and every member of the council to make this the most successful council in Norwalk's history. Lest anybody forget, that work starts next Saturday at our onboarding offsite at the bunkhouse. But I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody there and looking forward to working with everybody. And with that, I will just announce the majority leader is Ms. Barbara Smith. And Mr. Keegan, can I safely assume that you are the minority leader? And with that, I will.
Yeah, I won by 1 vote. Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, I'll turn it back to the mayor. Thank you.
I think you conduct the rest of the agenda, Mr. Livingston. There's the committee assignments. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So we will be tabling the appointment of an assistant city clerk, as well as the appointment of committees and the adoption of council rules.
Okay,
And
Now you can turn it back over to me.
Now I turn it back over to you.
Seeing no other business coming before the council, again, just closing out, I really look forward to this team. As I look through the screen that I'm seeing, because I haven't seen many people in person except at our rallies, I see some very dedicated, talented people who I know are going to gel together in like a well-oiled machine that we just had. So again, thank you all, and I will entertain a motion. Ms. Revelous?
Motion to adjourn, please.
All in favor? Okay, we're adjourned at 7:52. Thank you, and I look forward to the next meeting.
Good night.
Night, thank you.
Good night,
everybody.
Good night.